Hello, coming to you live today on this very wet and rainy day. It's been kind of gray lately. And I read a quote the other day and it said, "What is keeping people stuck isn't what they don't know, it's what they're not doing." And I was thinking, oh, okay, kind of a gut punch, but I appreciate those from time to time. And so I kind of just mulled around with that a little bit. And then we were spending some time out. I'm going to call it glamping because if you know me well, you know I don't really camp. But we were spending some time out glamping, and one of our nephew's sons was playing with this dump truck. And he kept, we had put some rock out on the property a couple of weeks ago. And so he was driving this little dump truck around and he was putting all these rocks in it, and then he would dump it out, and then he would drive it a little more and he'd put more rocks in it, he'd dump it out. And he kept doing this activity over and over. He was putting all the rocks in, filling it up, and then dumping it out, and filling it up and dumping it out. And he did that for hours and loved it. And then he went to the water and he put water in it and dumped it out, and water in it and dumped it out. And I thought, again, in our own lives, how often do we need to do that, right? How often do we encounter something full, maybe even full of rocks or water, or maybe even things that were like, ugh, the rest of us are looking and thinking, why is he putting all those rocks in there? But, again, he was like entertained for hours and he loved it. And I thought, sometimes we are stuck because of the things that we're not doing. It has nothing to do with it doesn't have anything to do with what we don't already know. We know what we could be doing, right? And oftentimes we're not sure exactly what to do in that moment, but we have probably enough information about stuff. It's just what we're not doing. And so just like when the little guy was doing that and we were watching him do that and I was watching him do that, I was thinking, how often do I have that in my own life? I have something full, like my brain, right? So I don't know about you, but oftentimes my brain is very full. There's a lot of things going on in there, right? And sometimes, I wish that I could just like stare off into space and there weren't a lot of things happening in there. And yet as my brain gets so filled up, and there's all these ideas and there's all these things happening and all these things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be doing that, right? Have you ever should yourself to death, right? Like I should be doing that and I should be doing that and I need to take care of this. And yet really what I need to do is just do a brain dump. I need to dump it all out. I need to get everything that's in there out. And so that's a step that you could take. Brain dump everything that's there. Write everything down. So I don't know how many brain dumps you need to do a week. I oftentimes have to do quite a few, especially when overwhelm sets in, right? And that's what happens, right? If the truck had been too full, he wouldn't have even been able to push it anymore, right? When our brains get too full, we can't continue to push through. So what's keeping us stuck isn't what we don't know. It's what we're not doing. And so I'm just saying to you today, take a minute. If you're feeling overwhelmed or if you're feeling full in an area of your life, stop and brain dump. Get everything out, write it on paper, and then go back through that list and identify what are the real priorities here, right? Maybe use prioritization of like an A priority, a B priority, or a C priority. Or maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is that right now, right? And that's going to give you some next action steps, and it's going to help you move out of that stuck spot, all right? So I want you to be like my nephew's little boy, and I want you to start dumping those things that are in your head out, and then figuring out what you need to take action on today and what can really wait to a different day, right? Or maybe there's some other ideas, right? So I would love to hear from you, some areas that you're going to brain dump, some things that you're getting out, or if there's anywhere you're stuck and you just need to have another conversation. Let's hop on a call and do that. Thanks so much. I love that we're doing life together, and I will talk with you soon.